back to Anna and Sally's self development series. We are now reading the book Law of Attraction by Michael Josier. Um, let's read this now because this is a good reading, and I'm really excited about the things that we can learn from this book, as what our Miracle Morning book said. Let us use every single book that we can so we can learn from them, from the author, and from the experiences of the author. So we don't need to experience them, we just learn it and just do it with the learnings that we had. So let's do our affirmation and we can continue reading today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is an incredible day. Success, prosperity, abundance in so many different ways have naturally found their way into my life today. I gratefully enjoy all the manifestations throughout the day and happily share it to many others as well. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm blessed and highly favored. I hustle with heart. I win life. I change lives and I am a life changer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It really makes me smile whenever I say I hustle with the heart because I certainly do. I certainly do. There was a time in the business that, yeah, I literally need to uh, go back to hustling with a heart. Always with a heart, always with the heart, always with the heart. So here we go. Let's read step one, identify your desire. Where are you? There we go. Identify your desire. Give your desire attention. Okay? Allow it. So this one is the three steps. Sorry, three steps. Identify your design. Desire is the first step. Step one. Ayan, identify your desire. The first step in making the law of attraction work for you is to be clear about what you want. The challenge, however, is that most people are not good at knowing what they do want, but they're good at identifying what they don't want. Knowing what you don't want is actually good news. As you will discover in this section, knowing what you don't want will become a helpful tool for you. What is contrast? Contrast, as it applies to the law of attraction, is anything you don't like, doesn't feel good, or cause you to be in a negative mood. The moment you identify something in your life that feels like contrast and you spend time complaining about it, talking about it, or declaring what you don't want, you are offering a negative vibration. The law of attractions, the law of attraction then responds to your negative vibration by giving you more of the same. Is contrast helpful? Yes. By observing contrast and identifying it as something you don't want, you become clearer about what you do want. Simply ask yourself, so what do I want? And in other words, you can use the contrast to gain clarity about what you do want by answering that question. Take your first boyfriend or girlfriend, for example. Chances are you're no longer with that person. And from that relationship, you have a list of things that you didn't like. This is your list of contrast. It is the it is this list that will help you become clear about what you do want in a partner. The concept of contrast is a distinction I learned from Jerry and Esther Hicks. Okay, so that's the contrast now. Observing contrast is essential because it helps you to become clearer about what you do want. So you need to know what you don't want, and then you just ask yourself, so what do I really want? And then you will know the answer without the words negation, don't know, do not, something like that. Um, why is it important to identify contrast? You are already experiencing clarity whenever you observe contrast in your life. Imagine you are riding in your car with your best friend who insists on fiddling with the radio dial. Your friend chooses a heavy metal station that you hate. You begin to feel stressed. After 5 seconds of the music, you say to yourself, this is my car, and I'm not listening to this for 1 second longer. You reach over and change the dial to your favorite station, which plays adult contemporary music. Instantly, you feel happier and more relaxed. Notice how you become clear about what you like by paying attention to what you don't like. In other words, Your contrast has provided you with clarity. Yes, if you are in a situation that you want to change, there will be a moment that you can say, I've had enough of this. I don't want any of this anymore. I need to step up. I need to do something. So that will lead you to clarity too. If you're like, what do you call that in English? Like everything is, that's it. You've reached your threshold. So I think that's what it's trying to say too. You will know your clarity if you've been exposed to something that you don't even really like. To help you observe contrast briefly, say, so what do I want? What do I really want? How long is briefly? The key to getting what you want without getting stuck on focusing on what you don't want is to briefly observe contrast. You can decide now how long is briefly, how long briefly is. For some, experiencing contrast in a relationship may last for years. For others, contrast is observed for a short time. You might decide to end the relationship on the first date. Oh wow, that's so brave. Notice that when you experience contrast about around smells, sounds, or taste, your tolerance is minimal. Think about this. These statements. How long would you smell something that doesn't smell good? Ah, done instantly. How instantly I'll stop. How long would you listen to a music that doesn't sound good? Not too long. How long would you eat something that doesn't taste good? Not too long. Right away. No. In these cases, you are observing contrast briefly and changing it to clarity fast. There are, however, a few areas of your life where you may observe contrast far too long. Relationship, health, money, career, others. Let me do that. Generally, the least amount of time you spend putting your attention, energy, and focus toward contrast, the better the clarity through contrast process, which you learn from this book, will help you with this. It will help you with that way of processing, knowing a clear vision or the clarity of what you truly want by digging briefly with the contrast or the things that you don't want. So you will ask yourself, what do I really want? So you will know it. Identify what makes you feel good and do more of it. That's good. Your goal is to limit contrast in all areas of your life. It's okay to feel good in all areas of your life. Does this sound selfish? It's okay to be selfish when you understand that being selfish is simply an act of self-care. Are you selfish? Selfish is equal to self-care. Are you selfish about what you eat? Okay. Are you selfish about what you smell? Are you selfish about what you wear? Are you selfish about what you listen to? I'm encouraging you to be selfish in all areas of your life, especially in your career, finances, health, relationship. My interpretation by the word selfish here, generally we think selfish is not sharing. You just own, you don't share. I don't think that's the case. That's the interpretation of selfish here. Selfish is focusing on what you truly want and not giving it up, not giving your power to anyone else. I think that's selfish in this context. um I'm encouraging you to be selfish in all areas of their life: career, finances, health, and relationship. In these four areas, people tend to have lots of negative emotions and observe them for a long time, in many cases, years. The clarity through contrast process. The clarity through contrast process will assist you in becoming clearer about your desires. Here are some prominent areas in your life where clarity is beneficial: career, money, life partner relationships, friendships, work relationships, business clients, business referrals, education, health, others. Next, we'll examine two case studies that illustrate how the clarity through contrast process help generate clarity. Case studies. After teaching the law of attraction to thousands of students, I've collected wonderful stories about people whose lives have been changed working with this process. There's something about seeing someone's story in the print that really makes this tool come alive. So I included two case studies that represent two common areas where people use the law of attraction to get more of what they want. Janice's story will show you how the three steps: identifying your desire, giving it attention, and allowing can work in attracting an ideal relationship. Greg's story focuses on another difficult issue for many people: money. So there are two case studies here. Janice, about relationship. Janice, 34, is tired and frustrated because she continually has the wrong kind of guy showing interest in her. She complains that she attracts men who are unavailable, insensitive, and who seldom make her priority. You see this part, guys? She complains that she attracts men who are unavailable, insensitive, and who seldom make her priority. That's giving focus and energy to men who are unavailable, insensitive, and who seldom make her a priority. And so she gets more of that. The more you complain on something, the more you focus on whatever that is, you get more of that. Janice decided to use the law of attraction to attract her ideal relationship. She began the process of deliberate attraction with step one: identify your desire using clarity through contrast worksheet. Take a look at Janice's worksheet on the next page. In Janice's case, she was able to build a large list of contrast by recalling a number of past relationships and what she didn't like about those relationships. Clarity through contrast worksheet: Janice's ideal relationship. So what do I want? So he Janice didn't like all these characters, right? Controlling, poor listener, not affectionate, doesn't care what I think or how I feel, not outgoing, doesn't like traveling, always rushes me, makes decision without me, doesn't like movies or dancing. So those are the things she doesn't like. Now Janice needs to make an the things that she wants, right? Janice made her contrast list on side A. She recalled three past relationships during this exercise and took a couple of days to build her list. Clarity through contrast worksheet by Janice, my ideal relationship. So she removed the contrast, the things that she doesn't like, and she wrote down the other positive word of it, or something that she truly wants instead of something that she doesn't want. Now she's going to be focusing more on the things that she wants. This is literally striking off the things that she doesn't like, which is good. Clarity: things I like: flexible, well balanced, great listening skills, affectionate, sensitive, ask me what I think and how I feel about things. He likes to meet my friends and them, enjoys social situations, loves short term and long term travel, like adventure and exploring in new places together, has patience, allows things to unfold in due time, asks for my ideas in decision making, enjoys theater, movies, loves live bands and entertainment, likes dancing. So she just made it positive without negation. You see on this part on the left side, there's a lot of negation. Doesn't, uh, doesn't, not going, not, doesn't, not, you know. So there are negations, and then when you transfer it, just remove the negation. And, or, yeah, just make it positive, make it feel good. Janice read each item on her list and ask herself, so, what do I want? After she wrote the answer on side B, she struck the line through the matching contrast on side A. Note, in our example, we have listed 9 items on Janice's list. This exercise is most effective when you had as many items as possible to your contrast list, 50 to 100 items. The more contrast you identify, the more clarity you'll generate. Huh. Fun stuff. Greg, this is for money. Greg, 27, is just barely making ends meet. He constantly complains about not having enough money. Again, when you complain on something, you focus on that, you get more of that. The fact that he doesn't have money, you focus on that, he won't get enough money. In fact, he says he's feeling stressed out about his financial situation. Greg is self-employed consultant and business advisor, and he's having a really hard time getting and keeping clients. He has decided to use the law of attraction to attract his ideal financial situation. The deliberate attraction process starts with step one: identify your desire by using clarity through contrast worksheet. Take a look at Greg's worksheet on the next page. Remember, in Greg's example, we've listed 10 items on his contrast list. This exercise is most effective when you add as many items as possible to your contrast list, 50 or 100 items. The more contrast you identify, the more clarity you'll generate. So for Greg, contrast things I don't like, not enough money, always pay to bills. Oh, always bills to pay. Just making ends meet, can't afford anything I want, money flows sporadic, I never win anything, I'll always make the same amount of money, money does not come easily in my family, I always struggle to pay the rent, money issues. Oh my gosh, it's stressing me out. The statements are so not good. Um, yeah, it's crazy. And if you focus on this 10, if you don't know this process, if you just focus on this 10 and you think about this 10 things every single day because you're worried about it, honey, you'll attract all of that, right? So it's good that we are learning how to literally strike that off and make positive and more engaging and more inspiring sentences that will lead us to the things that we truly want. Greg made his contrast list on side A. He recalled his entire financial picture in the last year and took 2 hours to build this list. He could have taken days to complete the list if she wanted to. Note, in our example, so it's just 10, but you can do 50 to 100, as many as you want, because that's the ideal. So, this is the clarity part of Greg's situation. Um, from not enough money, he wants an abundance of money. Always pays bills. Bills are paid easily and quickly. So that's awesome, right? You can even say thank you for the bills because without those bills, you're probably not going to have internet connection. You won't even have a house to pay every month, and you want that house. The house is worth what? $600,000, and you're paying 2,000 a month. Come on, that's a good blessing to be grateful for. Always have excess money. Always have enough money to purchase whatever I desire. Constant flow of money is coming from multiple sources. I win prizes often, receive gifts, and many free things. I'm constantly increasing my amount of monetary intake from known and unknown resources. Money comes easily to me. Rent is paid easily, and I always have money. Money and my relationship with it feels good. So it's the other way around, and it's just a positive feel. Greg reached each item on his list and asked himself, so, what do I want? After he wrote the answers on side B, he struck the line through the matching contrast on side A. Complete your own clarity through contrast worksheet. Choose an area in your life that you would like to change. On side A, list all the things that are troubling you about your situation. For example, if you are building a contrast list about your ideal partner, your list may include the hours are too long or the pay is too low. Um, Feel free to refer to a number of past jobs to help you build your list. Take lots of time to complete this contrast list. Remember, adding more items to your contrast list will give you more clarity. I suggest you add 50 to 100 items. Construct it over a few days to ensure that you have thought of all the relevant episodes of contrast. After you have completed building the contrast list on side A, read each item and ask yourself, so, what do I want? And complete side B of the worksheet. By using the clarity through contrast worksheet, you will have a better understanding of what you do want, clarity of desire. By listing what you don't want, contrast. After you have reached clarity, simply cross off the matching items of contrast. So, that's it for today. We'll be reading Clarity Through Contrast Worksheet, My Ideal. So this is the sample. We can print this. I can give this to you. Just ask me, or you can go for that www.lawofattractionbook.com worksheets/worksheets. So those ones, that's the example again. Wrapping up, let's just wrap up and then that's it for today. Wrapping up, step one, identify your desire. You have completed the first step of deliberate attraction, identify your desire. So you guys can do the practice, knowing what you don't want and really digging in you do really want, so you can focus on that and strike off the not so good things. You have completed the first step of deliberate action. Identify your desire. Here's what you've covered in this section. Your words generate a vibration that is either positive or negative. When you use the words don't, not, no, you continue to give more attention, energy, and focus to what you are referring to. When you hear yourself saying don't, not, no, ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I want? When you go from what you don't want to what you do want, the words change. And when the words change, your vibration changes. You can only send one vibration at a time. You can reset your vibration, but simply by changing your words, remembering that thoughts are made up of words. Contrast is anything that doesn't feel good. Observe contrast briefly and knowing that law of attraction is always responding to your vibration. Use contrast to help generate clarity. When building your contrast list, when building your contrast list, find as many contrast items as possible. The more contrast you identify, the more clarity you'll have. Remember, you've only pinpointed your desire at this point. You may have felt great about identifying and writing down what you want, and you may have experienced a feeling of doubt. In the following chapters, you'll learn how to continue on with the law of attraction formula using steps 2 and 3. So that's it for today. We'll start tomorrow with um, the step 2, give your desire attention. Um, we'll do that tomorrow. Thank you, guys, for being with me today. May our Almighty Father Yahweh bless you, guide you in all ways, and I truly hope that together we learned something today. Thank you. Bye bye.